Welcome to your Wellcast, a guide to unlocking a healthier, happier you. Your host, Anna Kate, is an experienced holistic health and wellness coach. She's the guide by your side as you give yourself permission to build the life you envision, empowering you through motivation, education, and whole health nourishment. If you're ready to indulge in your wellness journey, Anna's here to help. This is your Wellcast.
Today, I want to speak to a topic essentially called being. Being present, being in the moment. But the idea of being in the mindset scenario. I came across a beautiful quote that actually helped me in a mindset spiral that was happening because of an external environment situation and must have been some trigger. I'm going to read you that quote first, and then we'll just kind of riff on the topic of being in general. Today, I trust that just being is enough. Rather than making myself crazy and tired by trying to figure out the answer or see the picture or work out how it will all work out, I choose instead to focus my energy on staying present, enjoying each moment as it presents itself. I open my eyes to life as it is right now. I know that the gift of clarity will come when the time is right. That's perfect. Oftentimes, we do go down these spirals. That looks different for everyone, but what I mean by this in context is a racing of thoughts, the ideation of things that are not set in factual meaning. Thoughts that you might have that are intrusive or present themselves based on the external environment or something that you saw. You know, you may be having a good and great and fantastic day, and all of a sudden something pops in and it delivers that negative thought. And that negative thought or thought pattern continues to disrupt. And you, for some reason, have a hard time getting out of this cycle. The first thing I tell my clients to focus on is the awareness of the repetition of thought. We have to learn how to trust ourselves. We have to see the thought and the emotion and the energy that it's attached for simply that it's just, that's what it is, right? It's a cloud coming through. For some reason, it happened. You can visualize that. You can visualize that thought, that emotion as a cloud nearing your energetic self. It is then within you, but you have all of the strength and power you need to also allow that thought, emotion, cloud to dissipate. And you can see that floating away in time. So it's really important to just say to yourself, I trust myself in this moment. You simply just see it for what it is. And many of us do see it. We see the negative system and spiral and the thoughts attached and the emotion attached. And we are cognitively and soulfully aware of what it is. And as I'll mention later, the actual opposing state of that. But for some reason, our mind, our system won't allow us to jump out as soon as we would like, right? So becoming self-aware and present in the moment is of the utmost importance. I always say holding your hands to your body, to a physicality, right? Ground yourself in some capacity. Look around the room. What is my real environment? where am I currently? All of those things allow you to embody the physical, the reality of where you are, who you are in the present moment, and that this is just one small piece, this one small moment in the larger scheme of things that you're honing in on, right? It's this tiny little bubble that for some reason we can't get ourselves out of. So it's super key to look around, to feel yourself in the moment that you're in, and not in this thought pattern, not in this sort of fantasy piece that your mind is encountering, right? Ask yourself, what is the reality of the present? I also think just taking deep breaths, exhaling deeply, pushing it out, so you are aware of your strength and the ability to let whatever it is in your mind and body, right, the physicality, to release. Let it all go. So take those inhalations, release the breath. Try and go outside in the sunlight, the fresh air. I have one recollection of a time where I was sort of pacing, and it helped tremendously just to open the door. It was winter, so it was nice to have the cold air just fly into my face and be like, whoa, this is really what's going on, not what's in your mind at that moment. It's important to start to disrupt any of those thoughts. Even if you're logically stating to yourself the opposing sort of quote unquote counter argument, the actual reality and your power, the power that you do play in the situation, your mind can still take you on that energetic ride. So a number of other things you could do. Walk, right? Shake your arms, move your body, change your environment. Don't stay stuck in where you are for a long period of time. I try and journal. I listen to music that always brings me back to a sense of self, or be open to the fact that, in my case, some of the music might more definitively bring up the emotion. But to me, that's the release. Another thing may be to contact a friend, a best friend, loved one, family member, husband, wife, significant other, anyone whom you trust greatly. Just speaking it out loud often creates space. It can open dialogue with another, sure, but it helps to simply state this impending thought, this doom-driven thought, this thought that's completely not based in reality, oftentimes. And once it's spoken, the universe can take that energy that you're asking for help. In my opinion, some relief begins to take place. Think of it a bit like you're making this fantasized version of a story real, right? You're grounding these thoughts into reality by speaking it, and often speaking it to someone else. So then you can start to reframe what it is you're worried about, what it is that's bringing you this anxiousness. You can slowly come to the realization that it is fear. It's fear-based. Always remember that sadness leaks most often in our depressive thoughts, our past-based thinking. And fear, right? Fear often can stem from that comparison, the jealousy. That kind of leak is the anxious, future-based thinking. Now, everyone has different triggers. I understand that. But to identify yours is an empowering tool to help you assist yourself in these moments. What are possible causes? What are the patterns you begin to see? if it is a repetitious state. And with those patterns, the awareness of those patterns, you can become aware of what it is. And then where can you take action preventatively? Make sure that you're self-compassionate, right? Like, allow yourself to see the cloud of emotion that we talked about in the beginning. It doesn't last. It's okay. It's okay if you seem, in this crazy state, this daunting state. Things that don't make sense, things that aren't based in reality, things that you're maybe creating or making up or fantasizing. Learn to forgive yourself in those moments of anxiousness and unresolved. And as it dissipates and as it's past, be aware and thank yourself. Forgive yourself, but thank yourself for those moments. As you begin to know your triggers, also understanding your self-care plan. What works for you to be self-aware? We're all built differently. Our energies are so different from one another. So the generality of the tools and the resources around self-regulation are spot on. But I think taking yourself and narrowing it down, to understand what that self-care plan means, or those self-regulation tools mean for you and to you, and allow loved ones around you to also be in the know of those. Work through the emotion. Those tools are there for you to work through the emotion, to work through those thoughts, and help you self-regulate. Do you gravitate towards water? Does taking a bath or a shower help? Do you need to cry? Do you feel angry? And if so, in what ways can you safely let that out? Do you need an intense workout? Maybe you prefer a meditative practice or a soft and balanced movement to set a different tone for yourself. Again, it's all about breaking it up, coming back to self, and knowing that you're safe. You're safe in the real moment that is currently, physically where you are in your environment. Never feel as though you're too much. You're so deserving. You're worth it. You're helping yourself by being real. You're being real in all of it. I hope this helped today. Just slightly open up the thought processes, the pieces, right, of just this construct. Of when we say spiral, we all do it. It just looks and feels different for each one of us. But again, you're not different. You're not crazy. We're all the same. We're all one. We just handle everything differently. It's the beauty of being you. May you nourish your mind, body, and soul today. I'm sending you peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, and peaceful actions. We'll talk to you again soon. XO.
Thanks for listening to Your Wellcast, a guide to unlocking a healthier, happier you. Keep in touch on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at AnnaKate_Whole Health. To get in touch with Anna for personalized coaching and guidance, visit AnnaKateHealthCoach.com.